Good evening, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey, Adam G, your online feel good inspirational talk show. Tonight, a beautiful Ilongga is guesting on my show. To be honest, I've been impressed by this woman since she got crowned Miss Iloilo recently. And already, she has been impressing us in the numerous online challenges of Miss Universe Philippines so far. Yeah, she is a nursing student who could be a journalist someday. I feel like there is so much substance that is waiting to be discovered from this beautiful woman. So let's get deep with her in the next hour. So here she is. Please say hello to Miss Universe Philippines Iloilo City 2022, Dorothy Marie Gemillan. Hi, Dorothy.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And of course, thank you to Sir Adam for having me. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Finally, finally,
Yes.
oo nga, nag-match na rin yung schedule natin at long last. So, gosh, ang ganda mo pala. Even with less makeup.
Thank you
See?
po. Thank you so much.
Sanay ako na, hindi ako sanay kasi ako na palaging heavy makeup kayo sa mga
Yeah.
online challenges ninyo eh. So,
Mm-hmm.
the mere fact that I'm seeing you with minimal makeup right now is just refreshing in my eyes. Ang ganda mo!
Thank you. Thank
Ang
you po. Ikaw
kinis
rin.
mo!
Ang fresh mo tonight, Sir Adam.
Ay, hindi. Mas fresh ka. Wala. Lamang ka. Wala. Talagang wow. No, I'm not kidding. Ang ganda mo even with less makeup.
Thank
'Diba?
you. Thank you
So
po.
thank you for
Nakakadilig.
taking the time. Thank you for the time in doing this interview. So kamusta ka na? What's your current state of mind?
As of right now, all I feel is just pure excitement, especially when I just arrived here in Manila and I'm finally experiencing the legit pageant season. So it really does get to you. It just invigorates me.
Since when did you arrive here in Manila for the pageant?
Last week lang, Sir Adam. Last week, Tuesday. And it was, I had a bit of an adjustment time, but I did some sightseeing and I met with my camp, and all is good. All is well. I'm just so excited to what's gonna happen next year.
Di ba? Wait, before we proceed with the interview, can we give a shout out to some of our viewers who are tuned in right now?
Yes, of course.
From Ernie Muel, I don't know if you can see the comment section.
Yes, I
Go,
can.
go, go, Iloilo City. From Aaron Villaduca. Hi, Adam and Miss Iloilo. Hi, Dottie. Lisa Tacloban is also saying, who else? Beautiful Dottie, Aubrey Joaquin is saying, hi, Dottie. Thank you for... Uy, someone is watching us from Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so
Recto
much.
Recto Montaliana. Thank you so much. And then Dottie Tinapa, Panadere ni Dottie, sabi ni Audrey.
Yes, those are
Okay.
my
I'm
friends.
curious to ask, alam mo since you got crowd best Iloilo recently, nakikita ko na yung panaderya ni Dottie na
Yeah.
yan. May ari ka ba ng isang bakery dyan sa Iloilo? Yun,
Ay,
I,
naku po.
that,
If only I have ano.
that moniker keeps coming up every time your
Yeah.
name is being mentioned.
Yeah, if only I have 100 peso bill every time I get mentioned about the panaderia. Actually po, it's because my username back then was Dottie the Tinapay because back in 2020 I gained a lot of weight, especially on my face area, so I looked like a tinapay. And for some reason, people started to adapt my name before in Instagram and made it into somewhat a supporter group name. And yeah, I think it just started from there. There's no legit reason. I think it was just to poke fun.
Talaga, you gained how how
I can
many pounds during the pandemic? Was this during the pandemic or was this a long time ago?
Yes, it was during the pandemic. Kasi kain lang ng kain ginawa ko before, eh. So I really gained a lot of weight. It wasn't that much, pero if you look at my pictures before, you could really see the difference. The
Pero ang bilis
tinapa.
mong pumayat. So, ano ginawa mo to be in that tip-top shape right now?
Well, I am under a strict diet. It's not really strict because sometimes I don't follow it, but I'm under a diet plan, and of course I pair it with exercise. Pero it really does help rin to eat healthy. You know, it's not enough to just um restrict yourself on what you usually eat. You really have to intake food that is nutritious. You know, coming from a nursing student too, I really need to apply the learnings that I gain from nursing in real life, and it really does help now, especially that I'm joining the pageant.
Alam mo, ang ganda mo talaga. Habang pinapanood kitang sumagot ng mga tanong ko, wow, i-blow up ko na ngayon ang faces natin. Ang naku, you're so pretty.
Thank
I
you
mean,
po. You too.
yeah, feeling ko you're more beautiful even with less makeup. That's natural beauty. Wow.
Thank you po.
Seriously, talagang pag naano ako, talagang I can't stop complimenting a girl talaga if talagang na ako, parang, wow, she's really pretty. Even without makeup. So, yeah, you're a nursing student. So, kasi for since we got to know you last January,
Mhm.
all we know about you is that you're Miss Iloilo. You're Rabia's successor. So, for the
Yeah.
benefit of the viewers who are watching us right now, can you share a little intro about yourself or anything that you could share?
Mhm.
Now, who Dorothy is off stage?
Yes, of course. So, to everyone who doesn't know me, I am Dorothy Marie Pastolero Himlayan. I'm a 21-year-old from Iloilo City, and I am a student nurse who also happens to be an artist. And those fields were once considered as the oil and water in the academic field. But I am living proof that you can be the best of both worlds. And I am taking those backgrounds with me as I take my shot in the universe. It's a pleasure to meet y'all.
Ang lalim. Okay. So wait, so how old are you again?
I'm
21.
21.
Okay, you're 21 years old, taking up nursing.
Yeah,
Then you're joining MUP via Miss Iloilo. So wow, you have
yeah.
so many you have so many stuff on your hands right now. How are you juggling everything? Are you currently on leave from your school?
Honestly speaking, I dropped some of my subjects because I didn't want to risk my grades kasi, nor my trainings. I didn't want to pick between the two if I were to juggle everything. So my plan is to just enroll the next semester and continue my studies from there. Although I'm a little late, it's okay. My department is very supportive and I could just go back to school anytime and proudly, knowing that I served my city first. So it's all good.
How did you decide that this was the right time for you to join Miss Iloilo and then MUP afterwards? I'm curious kasi ang bata mo pa, 21. Kasi 'di ba, let's face it, 'di ba? Yung mga pageants, yung mga beauty queens ngayon, talagang they really finish their school first before joining a
Yeah.
pageant. You're doing the opposite. You're joining a pageant while currently in school. So, can you
Mhm.
share the thought process behind your decision?
Well, it wasn't easy, of course, because I had to sacrifice my studies for it. But, you know, um, I didn't expect to win it. So when it was given to me, I thought that maybe this is a sign that what I'm taking right now would lead me to something greater. And I didn't want to risk that because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Although education is, of course, very close to my heart and I value my education, it's a lifelong process. Whereas this pageant can go by so fast and I don't want to miss that opportunity. So I talked with my parents, I talked to my university, and thankfully everyone is just so supportive of it. So yeah, it's all good. Like I said, it's really all good. I could just go back to school anytime. And I'm still in school. I'm taking minor subjects so that I'm still a bona fide student in my university.
Galing. Ang galing. So, I assume time management lang talaga
Yes.
ang solution dyan in how you
Mhm.
juggle all these things. And then, apart from taking up nursing, I also read that you are also into writing and journalism. Is
Yes.
that correct? So, paano yun? So, I assume itong interest mo, na-develop mo to since you were a kid, since your childhood. So, I assumed you could have been taking up journalism. So, paano mo naman na-develop tong interest? You could have studied journalism in college, pero you
Mm.
took up nursing. So, wow. Yung myriads
Yeah.
of
It's a
interest mo
different course.
kakaiba.
Yeah.
Oo, so paano ka naman nahilig sa writing and journalism?
Yeah. Uh, Way back before, but I never really considered myself as a writer. But I think it stemmed from my childhood because I can remember growing up, I was making comic books as a somewhat hobby of mine. And it involves it involves writing settings, the plots, the characters, and I think that was one of the influences when I enrolled in School for the Arts back in high school as a creative writing major, in which I was exposed to a vast majority of literature. So yes, it does involve journalism, but I also do poetry, storytelling, and all of that. And yes, you were right when you said it was kind of a different route when I went into college because why would a art student take up nursing? Well, back then, because it seemed like the reasonable thing to do. And sad to say, there are moments in our lives when we have to choose practicality over passion. But over time, I've grown to love nursing, and I realized that nursing is also somewhat a form of art. As my teachers and my coaches in nursing once said, nursing is an art, and I completely agree with it because you can't be technical all the time. You have to tap into your creative side to ensure that your patient and your client trusts you. So rather than a shift, I see that background of mine as an asset when I took up nursing in college.
Oh, that explains why. But you're still a student right now, right? You're
Yes.
currently on your third year. So, as a nursing student, how do you think our current world situation has helped you in the way you think about your course right now?
Mm. Well, it most definitely made me realize that we should not take our health for granted. Especially in this pandemic, it has shown us how fragile our bodies can be, and that is alarming. It should open our eyes to the truth, and that is um, if we don't utilize the available resources that we have, and if we don't practice self discipline and um, avail the health protocols, then we're bound to suffer the consequences of our actions. But if we were to comply, then we would contribute to a world that is once again COVID free. So, yeah, nursing really did help me um, focus my perspective on that, and it made me realize how we should not be complacent with our current situation.
So that kind of explains your winning final answer in Miss Iloilo, 'di ba?
Yes.
Yeah, it's because of your medical background. Wait,
Yes.
so oo nga talaga alam mo yun, ako sa totoo lang saludo ako sa mga frontliners right now.
Yes, I agree.
'Cause wow, they are really the unsung heroes of this
Mm-hmm.
pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean hindi lang yung medical knowledge nyo, but yung ability niyo to serve
Mm,
and
that's right.
be in the line of duty in the midst of life and death situations
Mm,
is truly amazing. So
yes.
makes me wonder na talagang napaka-relevant talaga ng course ng nursing or anything to do
Mm-hmm.
with medical school right now,
Yes,
no?
I agree. Mm-hmm.
So looking back, sana talaga sana talagang matapos na rin tong pandemic natin
Mm-hmm.
and talagang Ako kung hindi lang ako takot sa dugo, I would have also taken. Yeah, I'm really
Ah, talaga
scared
po?
with blood talaga. Yeah, that's why yeah, especially if you make me watch all these surgery or all
Mhm.
these shows like Grey's
I
Anatomy,
know.
talagang hindi mo talaga ako hindi mo talaga ako
Ay, yung mga
mapapanood
horror
because I
movies
will
po.
faint. No, yung mga gore,
Ay,
no, I
talaga
really
po?
do
Hindi
not.
tayo puwedeng mag-movie night kasi mahilig ako nun, eh. Talaga
Yeah,
po?
but yeah,
Mhm.
talaga. But seriously, alam mo, I'm amazed ha. Wait, so you're a nursing student, you're into
Mhm.
creative writing, journalism, tapos na-mention mo, you also do art, so I assume you're also an artist.
Yes.
So, wow, you have so many interests. Like, I feel like, wow, ganito na ba talaga ang generation natin na ngayon na we are, we seem to be having a lot of interests, making
Yes.
us jack of all trades in a way.
Mhm.
So, my question is, do you think, given your accomplishments now that you're the reigning Miss Iloilo, and then joining and then as a current contestant for Miss Universe Philippines, do you think our youth, the youth of our generation, is kind of more pressured to perform than the youth
Hmm,
of our previous generation?
I think kasi po, each generation has had its own fair share of struggles in performing, eh. And I can't speak in behalf of those who came before us, but I do know that we share the same sentiments when I say that the obstacles that we face in performing is so universal and sometimes feel like a constant feat in our lives. But our ability to prosper amidst these adversities is something that we should also be proud of, because it's our ability as it's not well not an ability but it's in our nature as human beings to prosper amidst these problems no matter what era you belong in. So yeah, I think we had each generation has had its own problems, but I think we all uniquely handled it well. And as for my generation, well, I can speak on behalf of them that we really do prosper amidst these problems and conflicts.
Yeah, not just prosper but also thrive. Kasi ikaw,
Yeah.
even look at you, even at this time of the pandemic, you are accomplishing so many things. I mean, who would have thought, 'di ba, na um mananalo ka ring Miss Iloilo on top of your busy schedule as a nursing student, right? So in a way, do you somehow, or speaking of pressure, do you somehow feel pressure to live up to everyone's expectations, knowing that you are to be a successor? Because let's face it, Rabia did so well in the nationals 2 years ago, right?
She set the standard so high. But if you asked this to me about a week ago, I would have said yes. But uh, upon our arriving here in Manila kasi po, and meeting the people and experiencing the pageant season, it made me realize how I should just enjoy the moment and I shouldn't let pressure get the best of me. Because I know I admire Ate Rabia. I think she's a legend and I really am honored to be her successor. But at the same time, we're different women set with different destinies. And whatever is meant for me will just come. But as of now, I think the best course of action is to just indulge in this whole experience because by then I would have already won.
True. I love your mindset. For a 21-year-old to think like that, wow. Tapos yun nga speaking of Robia, di ba kinokoronahan ka niya nun?
Yeah.
Ano yung sinasabi niya sa'yo habang kinokoronahan ka niya? Parang ang dami niya sinabi sa'yo na ano,
Maraming nagtatanong yan eh.
oo nga. Curious na ako sa pinapanood ko. Ang dami sinabi ni Rabia doon ah. Parang tungkol ba na wag kang magulo, baka mahulog yung corona mo. O, tawagan mo ako, isang tawag lang ako pag may kailangan ka. Yun yung mga
Mga
sinabi
shura
sa'yo.
all the time. Yeah. Actually, I can still remember what she said. She told me na, congratulations, babe. Since day one, I was rooting for you and I'll be here every step of the way. And medyo masikip tong corona na to. So, tiis ganda lang, girl. Parang ganon, on the grounds of that. Yes,
Was it
she's
about
so fun.
Iloilo girls that makes you a standout in a lot of pageants nowadays? Like si Kesha last year also made
Mhm.
waves in Miss Universe Philippines. And then who else? The one who represented us in Miss World, that represented Iloilo in Miss World Philippines. And si Karen Lori Mendoza din,
Yes.
di ba? Last year. So what do you think makes Ilonggas really a standout on the national stage nowadays?
Well, just as the saying goes, right? And I think Ate Rabia immortalized this in history when she said, "Basta Ilongga guapa." And I do agree with that. Ilonggos do possess holistic beauty, but apart from that, kasi we're so much more. We have so much. We have so much substance than just beauty. We're also fearless. We're also intelligent, and we're so compassionate. We handle
Mm-hmm.
adversities with grace, and I think that shows in our performance because coming to Manila in a different setting that is so culturally different really gets you off sometimes. But to know that we hold the Ilonggo values in our hearts despite everything that is being thrown at us, I think that's what makes us really stand out on stage. And thank you, and big thanks, of course, to the big three. Ate Rabia, Ate Karen, and um, Ate Anne. They really did set the standard, and it's because of them that Ilongas are known now in the pageantry world. So we really gotta give a lot of credit to them. They worked so hard for it, and it shows.
And apart from that, someone is saying here, Lices Suaberon is also saying authenticity. That's making Ilongga stand out in
Yes,
pageants.
yes, we are authentic.
Yeah. So, ngayon nasa Manila ka na in the thick of preparations for Miss Universe Philippines,
Mhm.
how have you what have you discovered about yourself in this journey so far? Kasi nagsisilabasan yung mga numerous challenges ninyo ngayon at talagang
Yeah.
in fairness sa'yo, talaga you have been also one of the ladies who are very consistent since the online challenges have begun.
Thank you. Um, there's a lot there, but I think I want to highlight kasi the importance of this is for me. I wanted to highlight the importance of cultivating and practicing gratitude at all times because there are moments in our lives, especially this one, that we get too caught up in the moment that we forget that our present situation is something that we just asked for before, and to know that what we have now is something that we just prayed for makes all the experience more richer. It makes us realize that life can be so good and it can dramatically change in just a second, and we need to be thankful for it. We need to acknowledge that.
Sense of gratitude. Grabe, alam mo, from that answer, nakikita ko na yung a peek into your personality of attitude.
Thank you po.
Kasi let's face it, you could have said something like more profound, like probably I learned to be more, ano, something more about improving yourself. Pero ikaw, it's
Yeah,
practicing gratitude.
yeah.
No? So, nakakatuwa. Like, talagang you're so humble and grounded talaga. Bilib ako. So, um, which aspect of the competition are you focusing right now? Ganda ng pasarela mo
That.
ha, sa runway challenge ha. Tsaka yung ano mo, yung, in, what's that? Ano ba yung the one before the swimsuit challenge? Yung pinakita mo na backdrop. Introduction challenge ba yun? Yung backdrop mo parang nasa
Yeah.
castle ka.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos you were mentioning something about Disney characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like a Disney princess there. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that was the whole concept. I wanted to, unleash the side of me that wasn't shown in public yet. And that is my love for the arts, my love for character designing, because I just really want to let people get a glimpse of the real me.
Was it important for girls like you to showcase your authentic self, your real you, in a pageant like Miss Universe Philippines nowadays?
Because
Kasi
that's
we
what
keep
we're
on,
promoting. Yeah, because that's what we're promoting kasi po eh. Before kasi I don't think don't quote me on it, but before kasi yung beauty pageants, people have this misconception na ano lang, na it's just a show for entertainment or the girls are just there to um, serve as eye pleasers. But we really need to dive deeper, and that is to get to know the girls, get to know what's inside, and get to know the stories behind it, because it is through there that you realize that pageantry is more than just a show. It's an event that changes the courses of lives of these ladies, and that should not be taken lightly, because we're here advocating for things that matter. And yes, we are somewhat reclaiming our power in society, and through authenticity, through showing our real selves, that we can truly say that we have the power to influence those who are watching us and hopefully inspire them to do the same.
Ang laki talaga ng impact talaga ng mga beauty pageants sa inyo, no? 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi ako talaga, kayo, ikaw, let's face it, at in your case, you're 21 years old. You could still be, finishing your school. Pero this platform of Miss Iloilo and Miss Universe Philippines is so appealing to you
Mm,
that you are willing to put your studies on hold for something that could allow you to reach out to more people, to your community. Why do you think
yeah.
um why do you think is this so? Na pageants are really evolving nowadays to appeal to girls like you from all walks of life and not just a particular segment of society for that matter. You know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I do. Well, I do agree with you, and I do think that pageants are an avenue wherein people would get to actually implement all the things that they want to contribute to the world. And as cliche as that may sound, it's true kasi um, having the crown is really great. It really is. But uh, gaining the opportunities to extend our services and to become part of something greater than ourselves is the true victory. So to know that I have a chance on doing that and having the right platform to help those people in need and help those people that I love would mean so much to me, even more so than the crown.
I like what you're saying, no? Na talagang there has to be a higher purpose for
Yeah.
girls like you to join a beauty pageant, no? So do you think somehow this sense of purpose or advocacy makes pageantry nowadays more relevant?
Yes, definitely. I think it made it even more relevant because they implemented the importance of actually um, knowing the value of your advocacy. Because if it's just a beauty contest with no substance whatsoever, then you can just easily pick your girl. That's it. But if you view what's inside and the reasons on why those girls joined in the first place, and that's the real battle, because we are here to fighting for causes that we think matters, and that's so much more than our looks. That's so much more than our importance or our performance rather. And to know that we are holding something very dear to our hearts and using our platforms and our voice to maximize it would mean that we are more than just beauty queens. We are agents of change, if you may, and we are here trying to prove a point. But that we're not just pretty faces. That we're actually women who are trying to do something that truly matters.
True, true. And if I apply your answer to what is happening in pageantry nowadays, ang dami mong pwede talagang makontribute. Whether as a nursing student, yung medical knowledge mo in serving the poor communities, or probably as a writer in advocating siguro or writing about topics that are so close to your heart, or even as an artist, diba? So um,
Mhm.
I wonder, there's a good question here. Um, what what particular moment in your life would you pick to change the lives of others?
Funny enough, I would pick this moment right here. My entire Miss Universe journey. It's been a roller coaster of emotions kasi there were lots of sacrifices and lots of tears, but I wouldn't change a single thing, not one. Because I know that the people that I love and the people that I want to serve will ultimately benefit from the sacrifices that I'm making right now. So, yeah, it's this moment that I want to highlight that I think could potentially change the lives of others as well.
Na alam mo yun, so what I'm getting from you is that sometimes you have to put some things on hold muna for a bigger dream. Is that what I'm getting from you?
Mm, it's more like I want to do something or I want to serve something that is greater than myself. Because my studies, I can only benefit from that. Pero joining a pageant kasi it really does give you the platform to reach out to a lot of people. And like I said, I could just go back to school anytime knowing that I served my community first. So there's just no rush in that. It's more of I am ready to commit to a pursuit that does not only benefit myself. Not everyone has this chance, but when they do, they must take it. And that's what I'm doing right now.
You mentioned about sacrifices. You mentioned about sacrifices and tears. There's a question here from Jobert Mendoza. What mistakes in life
Mhm.
you will never do again?
Hmm. That's a great question. A particular mistake that I will never do again is probably invalidating myself. Prior to joining Miss Iloilo, I was so unsure. I was not that confident because I think it stemmed from an early childhood trauma that I preconditioned myself that I'm only this, I'm only that. And that affected me growing up. But when I joined Miss Iloilo, I realized that, you know, at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. And if you don't know your own value and if you don't validate your own feelings and your own thoughts, then it everything would just be useless. And that is a mistake that I don't regret making, but I will learn from it from the rest of my life. And I hope that people would learn from my mistake as well.
Pero you know what? What I am realizing from you right now, sa totoo lang, is I love your gumption. I love your determination, tenacity at such a young age. Kasi you are starting your pageant career at such a young age, 21. So, pwede mo pang, ang dami mo pang pwedeng magawa, not just as a beauty queen.
Mm,
Ni-explore mo na yung field mo as early as now. I don't know if it's for to make you more mature, to make you have a broad-minded outlook or to have a more broad-minded
mm,
outlook in life. Pero it's really working, 'di ba? It's really
mm,
working. So, nakakatuwa yung mga ganyang katulad mo mga tao na ibang mag-isip. Kasi let's face it, 'di ba, yung
yes.
mga ibang girls sumasali na nga katulad sinabi ko kanina. Um, pagtapos na ng college nila and ilang taon na sila nun, 25. So ikaw talagang, wow, talagang you are really taking a lot of risks in life and
Yeah.
that's says so much, that says so much about your character right now. So,
Mhm.
eto, from Dennis Monteferio, how are you handling bashers right now? If any, meron na ba? Meron bang nagbabash sa'yo?
I've read a few comments, but Right now, I just laugh it off. And I also answered this in my Kung interview, and I told them na the best way to deal with hate is to not deal with it at all. No, you have to pick your
Your
battles wisely
battles.
because as of the moment, you just don't have the time to to entertain the negativity. You have to build up your mental fortress, your mental fortitude, and just focus on the things that really matter. Actually, one of my coaches in ACES said this to us, and I think it's so relevant in whatever feat in our lives. He told us that the opinions that should matter should only come from those who matter. And I really love that. I still get goosebumps whenever I remember it because it's so true. You know, you really have to listen to the people who you know would give you constructive input and you know that they are there for you um, every step of the way. So you know that it's not just pure comments, it's actually creative input that could help you in this competition in whatever aspect in your life.
And I think you're learning from the best. Kasi you seem to be unperturbed, unaffected with everything that's happening right now. Kung may nagbabash man sa'yo, that's really nice. You're learning, really, you really are learning from the best. So we're winding down my interview. So um, I'm down to my last few questions. So given everything that you have said, you're Miss Iloilo, you're learning a lot of things in this journey. If someone would
Mhm.
ask your advice about joining a beauty pageant at such a young age, what would you tell them right now?
Go for it. No questions needed. You really don't need a specific timeline or a specific target to do something that you want. If you think that it's your time, then go for it. You shouldn't let age or being young stop you from doing the things that you think would impact you and impact the people that you want to serve. It's all just a matter of being prepared on what's to come and having faith not only in God but also in yourself that you could do the things that the other ladies or the people who have more experience can do, that you can do it too. And yes, take it from me, someone who doesn't have that much passion experience. Yeah, I'm just taking my shot, and whatever is meant for me will just come. And I hope you do the same too.
Nice. So as my last question, what
Mhm.
do you hope to intend what do you intend to achieve with your candidacy here in Miss Universe Philippines?
I hope to reach my goal of having the full experience of it all. Because I joined for my city, I joined for my family, and I joined for the individuals who I want to help. So to know that I will make an impact to them or for them through this platform would mean so much to me, even more so than the crown. And even on that context alone, I think I would already consider myself as a victor.
Well said. Well said. On that note, maraming salamat, Dorothy, for
Mm,
gracing my interview
thank you
tonight.
so
We really
much.
learned so much from your wisdom at such a young age. You are not hindering your youth from really making us feel that you are such a worthy contender for the Miss Universe Philippines Scout. So, as my last question, can you give a message to all your followers and supporters who are rooting for you, cheering for you to become the next Miss Universe Philippines?
Yes, of course, I would like to extend my heartfelt love and gratitude to everyone who has shown their support to me. It really does mean so much. And although it might not seem like it, but every night I just read all of your messages and I gain strength from that. So thank you so much. And I hope that you continue to join me and the rest of the ladies as we take our shot in the universe. Maayong gabi gid sa inyo tanan and I hope to see you soon too.
Amen. Amen. So, Maraming salamat once again. I had such a blast getting to know you. I hope to see you in person soon,
Yes, real soon.
Dorothy. Yeah. So before we leave, can we give a shout out to some of our followers who are still
Yes,
watching us?
okay.
From Bernie Valdez, bring back the crown to Iloilo. Hala. I love you, Dottie. Jules Mendoza is saying, unite as one, sabi ni Carl Baguio. Hashtag Dorothy for Universe. Carl David Daguro is saying, uh, Christian J is asking for a shout out. Pa-shout out naman sa akon kasi
Thank
Manuel.
you. I love you too.
Bernie is also saying, I love you, Dorothy. Proud Ilonggo, my queen. On that note, maraming salamat. I hope you had fun chatting with me tonight. I had such a blast getting to know you talaga. No words talaga. Maraming salamat again to the Aces and Queens camp for allowing this interview
Hi, Christian
possible.
J. Thank you for tuning in. Love, love.
Laban, Ate Dottie, the panaderia is battling with you, sabi ni. Shout out Winnie Kenneth Lee. Oops, nawala. CPU represents Centralian Philippine University, yes. Oh, nawala si Dorothy. So I think that ends it. She's having technical difficulties. She's still in. But thank you so much for watching our interview. Maraming salamat. On to my next interview very, very soon. Maraming salamat again and have a great evening ahead. Bye. Take care, guys.